You know, it's times like this when I wonder, why couldn't I have got a normal hobby like gambling or being obsessed with my yard or something like that? No, I prefer cars and trucks that are older than I am. I'm full of bad ideas. This winch line right here is what some people may call a mechanical advantage. Seems about right. The problem I'm having is the back end of this truck is half in the grass, so the jack's over in the mud and it's sinking. So there's not enough tension on this cable that I'm worried about it snapping. I know some of you are probably at home yelling, get away from the cable. So this brake right here was locked up. So what do? You go get the things that don't work on smooth ground and hope they work in a driveway that has relief cuts and whatever else. Let's give her a go. And you may ask me, Race, why don't you just start it and move it? Well, that, friends, would be because the carburetor that is supposed to go on this truck is at my grandparents' house on a truck that didn't even run. Don't mind my old vintage tires. I got these on Facebook Marketplace. This has turned into quite the job. Initially, all I was wanting to do was get the bed off of the truck. That way I can change the shackle and the hanger and get ready to put my fuel tank in. I think that's all I'm going to have time for this weekend. We'll save the front for next weekend. I would never give you guys bad advice, so the only thing I can really say is this isn't advice. This brake is locked up. I'm going to say this truck is getting a disc brake conversion before it leaves the driveway, so don't do what I'm doing. So what I am doing is I'm getting in here, loosening the slack adjuster. This is the part that you don't duplicate. I just need this truck to roll around. So you're going to take your flavor of penetrant and you're going to fill that little hole up. Then you're going to turn. And what that's going to do is that's going to oil up your shoes and then the drum mating surface to where hopefully if there's any buildup of rust, it ain't going to matter. I'd say that's going to be loose enough that I can push it around the driveway by myself anyway. Oh yeah. It could change on these last 3 bolts, but I have got to say these have been the easiest bed bolts I have ever tried to take out. Every single one of them have come out without a fight. For everybody yelling, why don't you use an impact? If you use an impact on these, it gets the carriage bolt up in the bed spinning, and then you've got to weld them down or grind the head off, and it's super aggravating. If you'll soak your hardware down in a good penetrant a day or 2 before you're about to take something loose, it'll go a lot easier. And for you, you know who I'm talking to, WD-40 is not a good penetrant. Now to aid in getting to the last 2 bed bolts, we're going to go ahead and take the bumper brackets off. Yeah! This one did too. Easiest bed bolts I've ever took out. There was one high boy that I took apart. I don't remember which one. They had the whole frame back here notched, because these are aggravating. The taillight harnesses back here are kind of stuck together, so I'm going to show you what not to do. And this one. Again, this video is a lot of what not to do, but that's okay. Like my first video, I'm an idiot. I'm just kind of recording what I do, even though I probably shouldn't. Boom. This is probably going to end poorly. Safety squints engaged. You've seen plenty of people Crown Vic swap stuff. Want to see me un-Crown Vic swap? Easy as that. Woo! And that's how it's done. You get what you need and you send them on. Now keep in mind, before you do any kind of suspension adjustment, you want to come to a fixed point on the body on level ground and get a measurement of the before height on all four corners. We're sitting right at 28.5 on this side. I'm not going to write that down, but you can remember that. Now remember, everything's easier with two people, but sometimes you're by yourself. This is a tool made for lifting beds. It's better than crossing straps. When you cross straps, the bed's weak. This just evenly picks it up without putting any pressure on any of the corners or pulling anything in. Simple to use. Got numbers on it so you know how to center it. Right above where the axle would go. Should be the middle of the bed. Well, there we go. We've got the gantry crane set up. Got the chain fall hooked up. Here goes nothing. Handy dandy cart comes in handy. Man. So what you're looking at here is pretty typical. It's just an old pickup truck. Never had the bed off. It got painted. The bed wasn't took off for that. I am who I am. I've seen it. We're gonna clean it and paint it and have it real pretty just because everything's open, and right now is a golden opportunity to clean this all up. I'm gonna hit the frame with a wire wheel. Got a cup for some areas. I make a lot of jokes. Right now is a good time for safety glasses. These things, they'll throw metal. Nobody wants to spend a day in the ER. Got a grounding wheel. Cover your back glass. If you throw sparks, they'll embed in the glass, so I've been told. Yeah. There's a correct way and incorrect way to do everything. And I just want to go on the record and say, this is the incorrect way. I should have had jack stands under the frame to support it before I took those off. But it looks pretty cool laid out in the back. Listen, everybody's got different ways of doing things. A lot of people will drill a hole and make relief so they can knock these out. That's essentially what I'm doing. I'm just doing it with a plasma cutter. So let's knock these out real quick. Now let's knock them out. There you have it. Okay, so what we've done is we've hit it with 2 layers of red oxide primer. I'm going to paint this patch right here black, so when I paint the rest of the frame, this section right here is already done. Now we've hit it with 2 coats of Rust-Oleum Professional. Now what we're going to do, I'm going to get a piece and dig through and find 2 bolts, washer, bolt, washer. Okay, so we're getting to a good point now. DJM gypped me on flat washers. All I have is locking washers, so we're going to use what I've got. But so what you're going to do, get your 2 bolts, 2 nuts, 4 washers, 2 for the front, 2 for the back. So here it is with everything buttoned up. Everything's bolted down, torqued to spec. Sorry I didn't video the back. It wasn't too bad. All you gotta do is take the shackle out, swap shackles. This bottom bolt is gonna give you a fit. I fought these 2 bolts for, I don't know, probably every bit of an hour. I ended up Zaw's on that side. The other side came out after I used the air hammer, penetrant, and heat. But that's this week's progress. Well, I hate to be the one to cut a video short, but that's our weekend. Sometimes you just do all you can do. Well, yeah, I meant to do that. That wraps up this week's video. We got the rear end of this truck sat down. Did I make as much progress as I wanted to make? No. But progress is progress. A little bit at a time you can get something done. That's what we're going for. Just weekends and spare time as I have it. Next week, we're going to try to attack the front. I've never been underneath an I-beam truck before, but we're going to figure it out. How complicated can it be? It's 60 years old. I've got to pack up all this stuff for the evening. Thank you for watching. Like if you want to, comment, subscribe if you want to. You've been watching Bump Stop Garage. The weekend